Well, hey there, YouTube. It's PD Two Finger. I had uploaded a video earlier today, which I took down, and I wanted to explain myself. I have been a supporter of orphee strings, and this high E here, when I say high E, that could be confusing for some people because that's an E string and that's an E string. Now I call this the high E, but most people call that the low E because of where it sits on the guitar, because it sits in a lower position. I call it the high E because this is music and that's a high note. This is low E, that's the high E. But really in the real world that's flip-flopped and reversed. So why am I here? Why did I take down a video? Well, I had done a few videos where I talked about these orphee rx15 strings that I liked them, that I recommended them. I was never received any for free. I always purchased my orphees. I paid between usually around $2, like $1.60, $1.49. Now they're up to like $3, and you can get, if you get a 5-pack, you can get the 5-pack of these for $10.68. Now, through my experience of making videos and saying, hey, these orphees are great, people would come on and say they break. Specifically, the low E, or I call it the high E, this one breaks. And I'm like, no, it doesn't. You must be a shill for Diodario, because these things, for me, they always just held their tone a real long time. Like, I could put a set of orphees on and play for a year and they didn't feel dead. I was like, when are these strings going to crap out? Because typically you get a pair of a set of Diodario strings and it's like a week and then they're dead. And if you leave them on there for more than a month, they start to they really feel nasty. Now, I'm not a huge fan of coated strings simply because of the money involved. I know they're experimenting with some like thin Teflon coating that's thinner than the stuff that's on the elixirs. This is all stuff I really don't know what I'm talking about. I did see today Alice brand has some micro-coated strings that you can get for $9.68 a 5-pack. Those are the A507s, and they have a good review on those. There is a extensive, a guy put a set of Diodarios on a guitar at the same time he put some A507s by Alice on a guitar and did some comparison testing, and he gave it a thumbs up. So I'm here to tell you I was wrong. The orphees do break. They come unwound on that low E string. I took a look. There was a young gentleman who was soldering it. So where the string comes around that ball end and then intertwines, he was applying a little solder in there. Now in his video, he wasn't using the best technique as far as what I would consider. I would consider applying more heat and also a paste flux. He was kind of playing around with it and the solder wasn't sticking very well, but that made sense to me. So, and the next time that I do a string change, I'm going to go for the orphees and I'm going to solder my high E before I install it, and we'll see. Is that gonna be enough? I mean, I think honestly, I think I'm through with the we have to see. We have to see. Do the orphee the 10 by 52 I think those are the rx17 or rx19. I don't know. I've got some orphee. I got a set of 11s here, 11 gauge strings, where these are 9s. And what I'm getting at is it just the 9 gauge that we have this issue with on the orphees? You know, and they sell like you can get a 10-pack of just that low E from Orphee, which seems crazy. Why would you? I mean, if they're mismanufactured. And like, what's the deal? Why do all the ones that break say 2014 made in China on them? Because before this, before I got the ones that said 2014, I never had an issue. So have they fixed this? I'd like to know. Is it the fact that the eBay, they offloaded all their bad stock to eBay sellers who are trying to get rid of them all now? But the predicament that I'm in when I'm making this video is to apologize to you and say, look, I screwed up. I never should have been recommending something to you with people reporting that, hey, these strings are falling apart. This goes back to like 2014 or something. I'd have to look when my first, because this is I've used orphees on this guitar for a long time, and I never had any issue. And then just recently, I ran into it, where other people were aware of this thing with orphee strings breaking. They were buying. Well, the one guy had Ernie Ball. He would get a 4-pack of low E's, and then he wouldn't even install the Orphee. He would use another brand, and he was still saving money because they're good strings, I'm telling you, apart from that issue. So this is where I'm at. You know, do I try the Alice A507 that have this light coating? Those are $9.68 maybe for a 5-pack, so it's a good deal. And like, I'm going to need to get something going here, but I'm kind of in the middle of not having any money. We've got nothing. So if you want me to do your string research for you, I'd be more than happy to do it. Just send me some money. Yeah. Anyway, we'll figure it out. It's not really. It's a third world problem, isn't it? First world problem. Yeah, that's. So yeah, I was wrong. I apologize. I like to always try to keep an open mind and say my life is a path. And I was telling you guys, orphees, 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 this is the way to go. I made a video today where I cleaned this guitar up, and I had like polished the brass on it and got it looking nice, polished up the bridge, put some strings on it, and then I made a video, and I said, oh yeah, I use these Orphee strings. They're $2 a set, and they last like a year. They stay reasonably bright. You know, they don't go as dead as a normal string will. And then all of a sudden, I'm just turning and turning and turning that low E. So I'm gonna try soldering this one. I probably will order $10 worth of those Alice strings. And the reason that I'm funky about Alice is they've got a artwork which is like a monster that looks like the Predator that's like flying in space. That's the artwork on their strings, which I don't understand why you would use that image. And stuff like that bothers me. Now, I had gotten a Steinberger Spirit guitar, and that uses a double ball end string, which they're like $10 a set. Maybe the Steinberger brand is $7 a set. I really didn't care for those Steinberger strings. I ended up going with Diodarios. So that's a whole nother thing. I ordered the bridge adapter and it didn't line up at all. It was a whole centimeter off. Then I ordered another one of those. I had 2 returns on that. The one place didn't want to refund my money. I ordered a pair, 2 sets of Alice strings for a headless Steinberger guitar, and they were many centimeters too short. And that guy refused my return. So I had to open up cases in eBay, which is something I had never done, to try to get my money back. And of course I was successful in that. But the whole like getting burned on bad strings and cheap strings turned into a thing for me. And I thought, oh, I'm doing good with these orphees. I at least I have that. I've got that $1.49 set of strings. I can keep ordering those, put those on my beater guitars, and save some money. And not anymore. No, you don't. So if you know what I don't know and you can help me out and let me know what the answer is as far as getting cheap strings. I really don't like the idea of buying 72 strings in bulk. But hey, if it's cheap enough, if it's $2. All right, you guys, I sincerely apologize from the bottom of my heart. I hope nobody actually went out and bought those orphees on my recommendation. And if you did, I can only hope you didn't get one of the bad sets. Because trust me, I wouldn't have been reordering them and making videos saying these orphees are good if I had that issue. And today I learned my lesson about the orphees. So all right, good thoughts, good words, good deeds, and peace. I'll see you guys soon.